simple thing is all you need to know is number go up. The whole system is set for number go up. So therefore, just be involved in that number go up and own the asset that goes up the most. It's that simple. I mean, what happens if Bitcoin beats everybody this cycle? Right? It's possible.
Crypto fam, welcome back to the channel. Aaron here from the Bitcoin Bros coming back at you with another cryptocurrency video. That was Raoul Pal you just saw in that clip. And in today's video, we're going to be checking out what he has to say. He just did a recent interview where he talks about what you need to know for the upcoming crypto market, why the numbers will continue to go up, why Bitcoin could potentially beat everything else, and why the crypto market is going to $100 trillion and more. He talks about all that in today's video, so make sure to stay tuned. Watch this one till the end. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Let's go ahead and play a clip.
Right, the whole system is set for number go up. That's what debasement of currency does. When you have an over-indebted system, the collateral of the system, the assets, can't go down, because if not, you've got too much debt versus the assets, and that's what happened in 2008. So the whole system is based on that. The baby boomers are all going into retirement. You can't let their assets go down, because if not, they've got all the wealth. So therefore, consumption will collapse. The number can't go down. So as opposed to number go up, you could say the number can't go down. So the liquidity cycle is just an element of that. It's the actual mechanism by which it happens. If you're 30, you shouldn't give a shit about that cycle. You should just use any weakness to keep buying more number go up assets. For others, it then becomes a cycle to try to take some risk off the table, because it's a volatile space, particularly in crypto or technology investing. Both work well. But then you come to the question is, and most people get to this, is everyone thinks, yeah, I'm going to take money off. And then you're like, and where am I going to put it? Because as soon as I take it off, debasement's happening again. So you might put it in stable coins for a bit. Sure, definitely cash in lifestyle chips, buy that house, do that thing that you want. But after that, it's difficult to think about getting out. The reason Jeff Bezos is the richest man in the world is because he didn't sell his Amazon equity. Right? People forget that compounding returns. Bitcoin since 2012 is up 22 million%. It's 140% a year. In that is 4 down 85% bear markets. And it's still that. Solana was down 97.5% last cycle, or 98.5%, sorry. It is still compounding at 240% returns a year.
So Raoul was talking about the price of Solana dropping 97% from the highs. And you can see that right here. Sol peaked out at around $263 back in 2021, and it fell 96% all the way down to around $8. If you'd have picked up Sol at $8, you're seeing some really substantial gains. But why Raoul is so excited about the future of Solana is because he's comparing it to Ethereum. Ethereum has been around for a cycle longer than Solana. So you can see back here, Ethereum's first cycle, it peaked at around $1,400 and then dropped 95%. Very similar to that big drop that Solana had. And Ethereum dropped all the way to $80 before making another all-time high. So if you compare that to where Solana is right now, Solana will be in this phase before it breaks its old all-time high. It still hasn't done that. As you can see right now, it's trading around this range, but it still has not broke its old all-time high. So the future looks really bright for Solana, along with VanEck just filed for a Solana ETF, which would be huge if it goes through. And then you can see Matthew here. He is the head of digital assets research at VanEck. And he's talking about why they believe Sol is a community, and he talks about that in this post here. But if Solana gets this ETF, we'll definitely see some huge price gains for Solana, and it will really solidify itself as that number 3 spot. But let's go ahead and see what Raoul has to say about what could go wrong with Solana and Ethereum and some of these cryptos. Let's go ahead and check out what he has to say about that.
The only thing I think is if ETH continues to outperform, or not continues, it hasn't done so, but But let's say it does. ETF flows. There's a new application that yet again ratchets up ETH's use case. Maybe it's the real world assets trade, whatever it is. Other than that, everything goes up. Solana's earlier stage, it should go up more. It's a standard risk cycle. There's limited risk in Solana now. There's much more risk when you go to earlier stage tokens because you just don't know if they're going to get adoption. So it's really, have I got my money in the wrong bet? I mean, what happens if Bitcoin beats everybody this cycle? Well, it's possible. Of course it's possible. My job is to be paranoid of I've got the wrong asset allocation. This is a unique asset class because it's money. It's the rails for money. It's probably the rails for the financial system. Like equities should be tokenized, more efficient use of better technology, efficient capital. So that's equities, bonds, derivatives. What are derivatives? Particularly OTC derivatives, they're just unique contracts. Well, that's NFTs. Okay, so the financial system, clear. Okay, well, the derivative market is 1.4 quadrillion. Now, it doesn't mean it's 1.4 quadrillion usage of the underlying token you'd need, but that's a lot of value and volume that's going to happen. So that's the real world asset side of the equation. Then there's the culture side. We talked about memes. Memes are valuable. What is the value of the culture of Disney? Disney's what, $100, $200 billion company? The value of Disney culturally, trillion, 2 trillion? It's gigantic. The value of pop stars, the value of all sorts of things, sports teams. We haven't known how to realize these. These are intangibles. So those kind of things. Then there's just the simple use cases for things like ticketing. Straightforward, all tickets should be NFTs, particularly hotel rooms, plane tickets, all of that kind of stuff. People, it's really interesting. I watch a lot of people, particularly the finance people who get crypto. They're like, yeah, real world assets, that's the big thing. I'm like, yeah, it's huge. I get it. Add together all of the financial services companies in the Western world, all of them, and add together all of the culture companies. And for that, that's Google because of YouTube and WhatsApp. That's Meta, X. You could add LVMH. You can add, the Disneys, the media companies, the sports teams, the music, everything else dwarfs the finance industry, kills it. Just the number of ads that are served on social media, which is just attention monetization, hundreds of billions of dollars a day.